Houston's elite entertainment show. It's all about pizzazz. Our show captures the glitz, glamour, vitality, and flair of Houston. This show will feature interviews with individuals that are making a positive difference in the community.
We will interview business professionals, celebrities, artists, and stylists. The list goes on and on.
Hey everyone, and welcome to It's All About Pizzazz, where we capture the glitz, the glamour, the flair of Houston. Well, make sure you tune in to us every Monday at noon, Central Standard Time, and also you can subscribe to It's All About Pizzazz Show.now.site. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So make sure you subscribe. Also follow us and send it to your friends. And we thank you so much for your support. Without further ado, I have the privilege of introducing our special guest for us. He's a good friend of mine. We've been friends for a couple years. This is a Grammy award-winning artist. He's a phenomenal jazz artist. And he's actually performed at the Astros, performed at the Houston Rockets. He's been on NBC, ABC News. He has a world tour, you guys. Incredible. When I say world tour, we're talking about all over the world.
Wow.
Closed out, sold out concerts. But without further ado, help me welcome Chris Mitchell.
All right, Chris.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you for that amazing introduction. I think at this point, I don't even know what to say. What do I talk about?
We want to hear it all. Yes.
Start back where you started when you were 10 years old. Like, how did you get into...
How did I get into playing? So I come from a family of musicians, right? They're all guitarists, singers, drummers, keyboard players, you name it, right? And I wanted to do something different. So when I started on drums, I wasn't that good at it. So then I started doing tuba, I wasn't that good at it.
Oh, gosh.
So it wasn't until I got to middle school when I was 12 years old and I picked up saxophone. There's this cute girl that played the clarinet and I was trying to get her a class.
Cute girl.
It's always some inspiration there.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was the inspiration.
Right.
So I would ask my sister for a saxophone, and she got it for me for Christmas, which is my birthday.
Nice.
And then from after that, I started learning how to play in my room. I would put CDs in a CD player and just try to emulate the sounds that I was hearing. And then it all just made sense about 2.5 months later. And then I got the girl.
Hey, there you go.
The sax and the girl. It all came
That has to go
together.
together.
Yeah, I got the girl.
Yes,
And
you
then, throughout middle school, high school, I was single again, and then it's my fingers. And then through college, I didn't go to college for school, but I went to school for general business and marketing. I wanted to know how to market myself and music because I knew what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And
That's impressive.
Yes,
Not only
yes.
the musically inclined, but
Oh,
also
yeah.
the marketing and business. Usually one
yeah.
person has one or the
Yeah.
other.
You identified it
Yeah.
early.
you gotta identify it early. Like my friends would always tell me, like, Chris, you're more of a businessman than a saxophonist, and I would always disagree. And then I started thinking to myself, like, I'm invested in quite a few different things. I mean,
Right.
yeah. And then
Yes.
saxophone is basically,
Passion.
it's my passion, it's my gift, and it's my bread and butter. But I try to, nibble off on other things too.
That makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Who would be? What would you say? Who would be that mentor, that inspiration that you just get a lot of your skill sets from, and people, and someone that you just admire the most? It's kind of really.
That's funny you say that because right before we went live, one of your producers and camera guys here, Brent Webb. Shout out to Brent Webb.
All right.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
We went to school together.
Okay.
And I was just telling them that before when you sent me the details of where we're gonna be doing the interview, I was like, oh, that's back at the arena. So how does that tie into your question? Back in 2010, the last time I came to the arena, I came to watch Kenny G at the Arena Theater. That's how I met him. That night, that's how he became my mentor.
Oh, man.
So 9 years later, I'm
That's
here,
cool.
back again.
The full circle.
Wow.
Right back to
Back
you.
around.
Wow.
That's right.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome.
He was my biggest influence. So those CDs I was popping in the CD player was his. I would,
Okay.
I would pop that music.
Oh,
his music
yeah.
in and then just try to copy what he was doing, type of thing.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Wow.
Man.
Well, I'm
That's-
curious about this. When I was little, my dream was to learn how to play piano
Okay.
and guitar, and I wanted just to be a musician before becoming a fashion stylist. That was like a really big dream.
Yeah, nice
So-
voice, by the way.
Thank you. I love your style. I went to your website and I loved all your style. You have a sense of style that is amazing, and I love how you
Very
dress
colorful
today.
suit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the red or the green or
Oh, yeah.
blue.
Don't
Yes.
fuck my hair.
So
This interview
is
will get longer.
so I never really got the chance. I'm from Colombia, so really we didn't have a way of doing it over there. And when I came here, I got busy and whatnot. And I'm always dreaming about becoming, good at piano and teaching my kids and whatnot. So it's ever too late to learn how to play an instrument?
Never. It's never too late to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my thing with it. I think that or I know
Mm-hmm.
that there's a difference between talent and gift, right? And I always say this, that a talent is something that you develop, a gift is something that comes from God, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you identify your gift? Your gift is what you do best with the least amount of effort. That's how you
Oh,
identify
okay.
it.
Uh-huh.
And your friends tell you all the time. Like, listen to your family and friends. They tell you all the time,
Yeah.
oh, how'd you do that? And then you're like, what's the
What
big
did I
deal?
do?
Yes, yes.
Sounds
So
easy.
natural.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. So I think if it comes naturally for a piano,
Yeah.
I think that all you need to, you can bring a piano in this room, and then
Yeah, I
everyone-
mess around. When you go to the stores and they have piano, I'm like,
Yeah.
ding, ding.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I don't know how to read music, but I can hear and pick up some sounds. And I'm like, wow, I think I can do this. But I'm always kind of like, it's too late. It's too late.
If it's your gift, it's never too late.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's your
good.
gift, never too late. When you start playing and people start doing this, start looking around, that's your gift.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that, what you were saying about gift, and maybe some of our viewers out there, you don't know what that gift is. And so how would you implore someone to discover that? How do you discover what
Yeah.
your gift is?
Well, I mean, I think your parents tell you at a young age. They get you involved into the things that you seem to just cling to. You seem to
Right.
be more interested in. Or, when you go to school, you like sports, and, you kind of get into sports, and you kind of dabble in different sports, basketball, football, baseball, and then you get into music. With those things that you're doing, something within that you're doing, you know it, that you're really good at this. You know it. And whether it be, speaking engagements, because, people come to you advice all the time, and they ask you for, either marital advice, they ask for financial advice. things like
Yeah.
that. And if it just flows off like that and it's so good, and you actually are able to, help them transform into a better person before they came to you for advice, I mean, that's what you should be doing.
That's great.
Oh,
So
yeah.
just go inside,
Yeah.
try new things. Don't be afraid to explore out of your realm
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
figure it out.
A lot of times it just comes out naturally, right?
Yeah,
It's
naturally.
a
We
natural
have
deal.
God-given talent.
Yeah, gotta get
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Makes sense.
Well, I want to know also what are the key benefits of learning, an instrument, learning how to play an instrument. What
What are the key
Yeah,
factors of it?
yeah.
You mentioned earlier about playing by ear, right? So
yeah.
I didn't know how to read music when I first started. So
Uh-huh.
I literally.
You
would
just picked it up and
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Talent.
So first, even though I knew what I was doing, someone was calling me. First, what I knew I didn't know what I was doing.
Tell them it can wait. You're on.
Yeah.
It's all about the jazz.
I'll
You're on the
answer-
show, right?
I'll answer the phone. I'll put them on speakerphone. Like, hey, y'all.
That'd
You're
be
on
great.
live.
That'd be
Tune in
great.
to Pizazz. Where I'm at right now.
That's cute.
Yeah, so then learning your skills. If you learn your skills, then you can pretty much play anything.
Got
At that
it.
point, you just have to learn how to perform or play in the right key. You ever been to church and then there's someone in the choir that you're like, that don't really sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they need to learn the skills.
Got it. Got
Yeah.
it. Got it.
Practice.
So
Yeah.
practice
Right.
the benefits.
Right.
So you
Right.
become
Right.
like.
Right.
So is it true about being learning any music instrument make you smarter in math?
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I just knew how to count from 1 to 100.
Got it.
Yep.
I know that, if I go play, I'm supposed to get paid this amount.
Right.
I can add.
Yeah, I got it. No, that's good.
Add and subtract.
Okay.
You have bills? If I don't have enough of my bills.
Yes, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of influences.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
Money is one. Man. Jazz. Let's just talk about how that just moves people by their soul.
I
Right.
know,
mean,
it's so beautiful.
That's an icon.
It's like
of,
the soul comes out.
Yeah, it really
You know,
comes
it's
out,
amazing,
right?
yeah.
So I think you touch a lot of people in a different way when you perform on that level. And they
Yes.
say, somebody needs to go get therapy today. Go see a jazz musician.
Music is a
Because it's therapy right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
music is-
We listen to songs all the time that we relate to. You know,
Oh,
when
yeah.
you're going through things, you popping in a song that you feel it.
feel
You know,
it.
that's
Oh,
very
yeah.
expressive to you. I love jazz from the beginning. I mean, like I said, my family are musicians, and my dad was a preacher, so all my siblings were the band, and we were like the Jackson Five. Like, I mean,
Oh, man.
Or the
Like
Jackson
everybody-
Seven, they're seven kids, right?
yeah.
Oh,
But the other two sisters,
Mitchell Seven.
right? It's 5 boys, 2 girls. All
Okay.
the boys were the band for my
Man.
dad's church.
Oh.
Yeah. And then the girls would sing in
Big
choir.
fan.
You know.
Oh, that's great.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it
Each
was.
have their role.
Yeah.
It's a large family.
There's a lot of family,
Yes.
so I mean, I was always around that instrumental music. So, and as we all know, I mean, jazz is timeless. It's not a trendy thing. You know, it's not go with the
Right.
trend kind of vibe. It's you think about John Coltrane, you think about Sonny Rollins, you think about Duke Ellington, you think about Ella Fitzgerald. You know, you think about all these people that you can still put their music in today, and it still sounds
It's new.
Oh.
Sounds fresh and new,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It
You
don't
know,
never dies.
you put 99 taking over the 2000. I mean, you put that in your. You're like, oh, you know, that's an old song. You know,
That's
Yeah, we heard that.
Yes, yes.
That's
it's
true.
different.
So
Man.
a lot of people out there, I mean, they know you as the superstar jazz artist and your world tour that's going on. But there's also some fun facts that I learned about you that I
Here we
didn't
go.
know.
Here we go.
And so you tell us about number one, your wine collection,
Okay.
and then also you love to race cars.
Oh, wow.
I'm a racer.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love to get that.
Yeah,
So
spill the
talk about
beans.
Mr. Wendell,
Right,
the one that drive.
Right. So I mentioned earlier I went to school for general business and marketing, right? So I'm in Benaroya Hall in Seattle. I'm performing, and I'm on stage. And when us artists are on stage, we're not always thinking about the music because that comes second nature. That's easy. That's the easy
Right.
part. When I'm on stage, I'm thinking about what we're going to eat after.
With all the other things.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
This part right here is textbook. I can
that's-
roll through it.
That's easy.
So
That's
Get
they-
in your sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking in the audience and I notice that quite a few people are drinking wine, you know, and I'm my own investor. I don't have investors. I invest in myself. So all those tour dates you see,
Okay.
that's
Oh,
that's
okay.
me. Yeah,
Oh,
I rent
wow.
every venue,
Love that.
in every country city.
Amazing.
There is no one that's hiring me to do that. That's my
That's outstanding.
Okay.
Right.
Wow.
Talk about going and get
Outstanding.
it.
Yes.
right. And we got to touch on that too, and I'll tell the viewers about that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, when I was on the stage, I was looking around. I was like, man, there's a lot of people that's drinking wine from the concession stands. And when I rent venues, I already paid you for, you know, what I'm renting a venue for. At that point, I don't want anyone else making money but me.
Yeah.
Smart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you locked down that
Yeah,
establishment, and you should be able
My
to
night.
revenue
Right.
from it. It's your night.
Right.
Yeah.
Night. So, so I said to myself, I wanted to know like how much money they were making from the concessions, you know, which I'm not gonna tell on air, but
Right.
They
You
make
know,
money.
It
Big
was,
number.
it was
Yeah,
enough for
very-
you to
Oh,
come
yeah.
out with your own wine.
There's enough of that.
Yeah.
So,
Chris Mitchell wine.
Yes.
you know, what, next time
Man.
it's gonna be Chris Mitchell across this
That's right.
show.
And then snacks. Chris
Yeah,
Mitchell
I'm
snacks.
gonna
Yeah.
have snacks. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
restrooms gonna have my name on it.
Yeah. Yes.
So that's how that came about. And then the car thing, I've always been into cars. One of my oldest brothers, he's a police officer, and before then he was a mechanic. So I've been around cars all my life. And you know, when I was able to afford my first race car, I said, okay, you know, I'm kind of digging this, you know, this speed, you know, type
Yeah,
of thing.
it's thrilling.
Right.
Wow.
So then I went back and got another one, and then it just started kind of piling up from there. You know,
Car
and then-
collector, connoisseur at that
it
point.
started kind of piling up from there, but I love it. I mean, I love the thrill. It's like, you know, being on a roller coaster and you're going down, you get that feeling in your stomach.
Yeah.
Or like you skydive, which is, by the way, is like a very terrible idea. Do not
Go
skydive.
skydive. Go skydive. Oh, man.
Oh,
Bad experience.
Skydiving.
Someone asked me in an interview, what
I'd
is
love to
this?
hear that insight.
Yeah, someone asked me in an interview, what is this craziest thing and stupidest thing I've ever done? That was the stupidest thing I've ever done.
Oh my God! And I was
Really?
gonna try, and I don't think I
Now,
could.
did you leave,
Yeah,
did you
really?
jump and leave your heart
Really?
up at the airplane?
Well, you know-
Yeah, you do
had
that,
to wait
but
for the
it's-
heart
Oh, wow.
to come back down to your chest?
You know, they tell you that God gives you signs and signals. You know, when things are not supposed to be taken off in that manner. So when you get there, you have to sign about 5 to 8 pages.
Wait.
Yeah,
Each page
it's a big
is
deal.
big wave.
each page basically saying if you die, this is on you.
On
There's
you.
no money going to your family. There's
Nothing.
no insurance for this. You have
Man.
8 chances to pull out, right?
Man,
That's the first
man.
one. And so I went with like a friend of mine's, and it was her birthday, and it was me, her dad, her now husband. He was a boyfriend at the time, and then a few other friends. So as a kid, you look up to that older guy. You go, oh, he's the protector. He's the guy that makes the wise decisions, or the lady.
Mm-hmm.
And when we was there, her dad goes, hey, you sure you want to do this? And at that point, I knew that if
You
he
sure
was
you
nervous,
want to do this? Yeah. Hey.
You were listening to him for
Oh,
your
yeah.
fearless
I
leader.
don't think it was gonna be great.
Man.
So we get on the plane, and this is your
That's
second chance. You can
Tandem?
still,
Did you do
yeah,
tandem?
you get on the plane, and this is the second time where you can pull out. You ain't gotta jump out, right? Now,
Right.
they open the door, right, and then at that point, there is no one up there but you and God. Okay, there is no
Yeah,
one
that's it.
that's about to save you.
That's it.
Now, when you get to
It's
that
you
door,
in the jump in the lead.
it's you in the jump. When they open that door, I
Man.
promise you are in heaven.
Oh my
The
goodness.
earth is this small.
This small,
It
yeah.
looks tiny, and you're about to jump out of there.
Yeah.
So when you jump out, you die for about 5 seconds.
Yeah,
I don't care.
yeah.
No one
It
says.
feel like a straight free fall.
I don't
huh?
give a no one says you die. You die. Like if you go back and look at all the videos
Man.
of everyone that jumped out of a plane,
You can see.
It's exhilarating.
Yes.
I screamed
Man.
really loud, but then
Let me-
I came into
you
peace.
know what,
It was
but-
peaceful after that.
Usually when someone talks that way, it's because the height deal was never an issue anyway, right?
I'm not afraid of
Get on the
heights.
rope. There it is.
Oh, I
You know what I'm saying?
am. I am.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
No,
gonna
but
ask
I
you
was
that.
scared. I was scared
You
beyond
see?
like questioning why do I need to do this? I don't need to do this. And,
Well,
but I was so happy I did. And so
Oh,
my
wow.
lesson is I have to do everything once because you never
Oh
know.
my God, yes.
You did
Yeah.
it once and you're like, never again. And I did it. I'll do it again
yeah,
for sure. But
Yeah.
we never know unless we step out and
you
find
mean
out.
you didn't migrate to bungee jumping next?
Okay,
That's a whole nother story
That's a whole
right
nother
there.
story.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I hope you don't. We need a host here.
Yeah, we sure do.
I don't want you
Bungee
jumping out of that
jump,
plane
please
again.
don't. Yeah.
We need you here. Okay.
That's wild. That is
I
wild.
do have a question. I've seen and I've been in performances. I was wondering with Latino music and all that, and known names like Carlos Vives, like Colombian known people, and
Miguel.
yeah, and Jennifer Lopez. I've seen like behind the scenes, and they seems to have what they call it performance anxiety. Did you
Okay.
ever get that when
I
you're
was
doing
always
that? Mm-hmm.
like a class clown. Not in the class though.
Oh, okay.
All
So,
right.
so you just okay.
But I was never afraid to just be like out.
Yeah.
My friends or family when I was younger, I was like the one that was come up to your face and just try to have fun with you or just.
That's good.
Yeah, so when I go in front of an audience, I've never been nervous. I've never been nervous in front of an audience.
Great.
It's
That's
your
what I'm
calling.
saying.
It's
Oh
your
my
calling.
gosh.
In the moment.
I-
Yeah.
Such
Oh yeah.
let-
Yes.
effort,
Yeah.
you know?
You're
Good.
using that element at
The
that
only
point.
time, that I was ever nervous about what I was about to do
Mm-hmm.
was when I played the first time I did the Rockets national anthem. That was the first time I was going on national television.
Oh, wow, uh-huh.
To perform
Okay.
the anthem,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody's watching. Okay.
Yeah.
And so
Different.
in
Yes.
concert, we mess up all the time in concert. You don't know.
I was
Yeah,
gonna ask
no,
you that.
right,
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
mess all the
Correct.
time.
Correct.
But I always tell my band, like, if we mess up, just do it in style so no one notices.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the anthem,
Uh-huh.
there's no
Do it.
second verse.
There's no
No,
second verse.
no, that's so true.
You go all the way through.
So
man. You
true.
leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's
true.
There's no redo or let's make
Man.
up.
Yes.
We do. So
And everybody's silent.
You're
everybody's
right.
and you
Yeah.
are.
Hey,
You
wait.
have the attention.
Yeah.
Completely, 100%.
Completely.
I myself, I'm like, I either go, or I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
blew my mind out.
That's
It's
the one.
incredible,
That's
yeah.
funny because that's the one time nobody's on social media.
Yeah. Someone
The one time they
Yes.
ain't doing those
You have the
texting and
full
So
Facebook.
right.
Yeah.
halfway through somebody's performance, a couple years ago, I'm sure they were on social media because they made a lot of memes about it. But that person's national anthem, I think it was during the NBA Finals, I believe. I think she was trying to do like a Marvin Gaye type of set. Look at Brent over there. Brent kind of know where this is going. Yeah. So that's the only time people was like halfway through that on that social media. But ultimately she did a great job, Fergie.
Yeah.
Ultimately she did a great job. But
yeah.
it was interesting though.
What would you say? Everybody has a vision where they want to go, and your vision is more crystal clear when you can actually walk in it, right? You can vision if it's somebody that says, "Hey, I want this." I already know what my house is going to look like, right? And they can walk in it and visually see it, and step in the front door and know what's to the left, the right, in front of them, everywhere, right?
Right.
How crystal clear is your vision on where you want to go, career-wise and everything?
Well, it's funny you speak about homes, and I'll use it as a segue. I've never wanted like a big home, right? I've always wanted like just a nice quaint size on like some land.
Okay.
My family is from the country.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
So all I know is like country stuff. I was born in Houston, but we spent a lot of time in Alabama.
Okay.
And so when it comes to like my career, I never really think about performing for like 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 people. I really just want to go out and enjoy myself, and and be very personable with people, build a personal connection with my fan base, and each year we do 2 concerts in the same city or country if we can. We do an intimate show and then we do a large show, right?
Okay.
So, like for Houston, this year we're doing an intimate show, and then next year we have plans to perform at the Toyota Center. So we do we do an interview and we do an intimate, and then we do a larger one. So, I like to keep it, quaint size, and you enjoy yourself with the people you meet.
Yeah.
You can see people actually.
Right. You got elbow room.
Yes.
When you're on that big stage, I mean, those lights shining down on you, really can't look further than 30 feet in front of
Don't
you.
have that
Oh, yeah.
connection.
Oh,
You don't
yeah.
have a connection, and you're like they're already like 30 feet away from you.
Yeah,
When you're
yeah.
on those main stages like
So
that.
right.
But when you're like doing like a small concert like in a hotel bar or something like that, they're just sitting right
Yeah.
there. You get to meet everyone after
You
the
get
show.
to meet people.
You get to
Yeah.
talk to them, talk about their kids.
Yeah.
You get to talk about whatever.
Oh yeah, the identity is there.
Yes.
That's outstanding.
Well, just wrapping up, tell your world tour. So I'm totally impressed.
Thank you.
We're talking
Wow, yes.
Australia,
This
London,
place. Yeah.
Paris,
Outstanding.
Japan,
Yeah.
Mexico,
That's
Dubai.
amazing.
Bye. Come on now, Rome.
Oh my God.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
talk a little bit about that, and in Houston at
Yeah.
the end of the year.
Yeah.
you said-
Wow.
So let's talk about that.
Well, I mean, the world tour is basically places I wanted to go that I've never been before, and when I want to go somewhere I've never been, I book a show there and then let it pay for itself, and then
Oh,
I try to
yeah.
enjoy myself. So I think I'm at
That
an
was a
age.
business nugget.
So I think I'm at a point in my life now where I want to enjoy what I'm doing. I don't want to look at it as work. A wise man told me once. He said, "Love what you do, and you'll never work a day in your life."
Yeah,
My
that's
mama-
right.
my
Love
mama
what you do.
said
Never
that
work a day in your
Yeah.
life.
100%.
Oh yeah.
I love everything.
Yes.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
100%
Yes.
true, and I don't want to feel like what I'm doing is work. And last year we were doing a lot of flying on the same day, do the show, get up the next morning, fly, and and I never had time just to
Relax. Yeah.
relax. So every show we're doing this year, I get at least a day or two early, and then we get to hang out, and then go to the next country or city. So
That's outstanding. You got breathing room between the.
we got a little
shows.
breathing room, man. Yes. Most of the people that are visiting my site are the people that have been on the site based off, before the World Tour kicked off. That's how I designed it. I would look at the site and see where people are coming from and how much traffic I'm getting from a certain city and country, and then I rented the venues and put the tickets
Okay.
out.
Right.
So there's
Put the stats with it.
strategic
Oh yeah.
strategy behind
Looking
it.
at your
Nice.
stats.
When I
Nice.
first
It's amazing.
got started, I was I say I got discovered at Turquoise. I kind of discovered myself at a restaurant called Turquoise in Sugarland Town Square. 8 years ago, I was performing on a sidewalk with my guitarist, and we would play 7 days a week, 8 to 10 hours a day. We go from 3 p.m. to midnight, 3 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Crazy. You
We
have
do it every
passion
day.
for this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we would do it every day. So it's funny that you say it's strategic, because how all this really got kicked off was me noticing that the patio that was in front of us had 10 tables, right? And they had 6 chairs per table, so it was 60 people, right? tables would turn every hour to hour and a half. So I came up with this bright idea, right? I said we should do an email list, right? And at the time, my guitarist, his name is Toga. He didn't really know English. And,
okay.
so he would always say, okay, that was his thing. Like he would play the guitar
okay.
and I would say, let's do email list. He was like, okay.
Okay.
So,
It's kind of like how Carl is with Corinne and I on the show.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Got
So,
to do that with the women.
and by the way, Toga, I know you're watching, so don't kill me. But that he would just say, okay. And, but those okays worked out because he, you know, even though he didn't know English, he saw what we were trying to do here. So I said, we do an email list. So he's like, okay. So what I did was, when I created it, I would collect the emails that from different people that were sitting down, walking by inside the restaurant. On average, we were collecting up to 400 emails a day. Right?
Oh, man.
We did it for
Crazy.
8.5 months, and at the end, we had over 120,000 emails. Right?
Good.
And these are authentic
That's based,
emails.
authentic.
These
Yep.
are authentic.
Wow.
These are not
Right.
emails that we had to buy. These are not emails
Oh, yeah.
that
Right.
you know
Just
we.
making that connection.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So
Wow.
no one
Man.
gave us a chance to perform at festivals or do a concert. So I saved up my money and rented the Red Cat Jazz Cafe.
Jazz Cafe downtown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
downtown.
Very familiar.
So I rented it.
Oh, yeah.
And then the owner's like, "Well, how are you gonna sell the tickets?" It was 160 seats
We
in
already
there,
got our base. Huh?
right? Or 150 seats in there. So how you gonna sell the tickets? I was like, I think I got it covered.
Oh, yeah.
So I go back. I send an email to everyone. I said, we got my first concert. Got a band
Yeah.
together. Come out and support. Put the tickets out, and it sold out in a few hours.
Oh,
And
Wow.
man.
you were the first one at that jazz cafe, local artist,
Yeah.
to sell out.
To
Is
sell.
that correct?
Yeah.
I was. Yeah. And I wish he was here today. Well, he's still with us today, but I wish he was in here today. The owner would tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was the first one to really just sell that place
Sell
out.
the
I mean,
place
it was at a 7:30 show. We ended up calling. The show was called Suit and Tie, and then we ended up putting another show together at 10 p.m. And then that sold out in the course of a day.
Man.
But how hard would it be to sell?
Oh, yeah.
300, all those tickets,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
20,000 emails.
You establish your own base.
Right.
That's outstanding, man.
Yeah.
And you could definitely see the entrepreneurial spirit is all in you because you've embedded in your passion, and they complement and enhance each other. So,
They compliment each other, man. And the thing is, like, I always say in my concerts, because I get people asking me how to get from point A to point B, right? And I tell them, stop making excuses for yourself. And what does that really mean? What that really mean is that if you have a few dollars in your pocket and you're trying to do something, don't be afraid to spend it on yourself. We all have bills. We all have priorities. You may have kids. You may have a wife. You may have a husband. You may have, we know you got the job. You got to wake up early. And then you say, I want to do this. Stop going out trying to find investors. Use your own money if you can. If you got
Okay.
$500 to rent a venue to sell your T-shirts, then spend that $500. Go get your T-shirts and sell as many as you can.
Yeah, and reinvest.
Invest in yourself.
And reinvest.
Invest in yourself.
Yeah.
You have no
I love
excuse.
Man, this
Yeah.
was
Well, thank you for
outstanding,
coming.
guys.
My
Yes,
pleasure. Thank you
indeed.
for having me.
Chris, we definitely want to see you again. If you come back on our show.
Yeah.
We enjoyed you, and I know our audience definitely enjoyed you, man. You inspired somebody out there today that just says, "Hey, look, we are really inspired by what we've heard today." And even if it's somebody that's sitting there thinking about an idea that they have, and they just don't have the courage, or they've never heard anyone say, "Hey, go out there and get it."
Right.
Because it's yours to take.
Right.
The only person stopping you is you.
That's
Correct.
it.
So
That's
you
so
got to
true.
make it happen.
And he will be performing December the 14th.
Yes.
You can get your tickets at.
ChrisMitchellJazz.com. Go to ChrisMitchellJazz.com. You can get it. It has all the tour dates there. Has everything you need to know, all the information, T-shirts, CDs, anything you think about.
It's on there.
Subscribe to the site, and you'll get an email about the upcoming shows.
Yeah, get it before it sells out.
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
As we always close out this show, we always talk. We come at the end together as a group.
Yes.
It's all,
All about Pizazz.
That's to the soul right there.
I love it.
Outstanding, man. Outstanding. Yes, sir, man. All right. Thank you.